Hello and welcome back to my Casio. If you're sub, today's video will be following on from yesterday's video. If you haven't seen that yet, check it down below. So a quick wristwatch check before we get started. I'm of course wearing the DW5600 that we unboxed and looked at yesterday. Today's video is a bit of a continuation for that. I'm wearing the same outfit as in yesterday's video. I have just finished filming it, so they will very much be coming out as part 1 and part 2. So today what we are looking at is the MFG Full Metal G Shock mod kit. This is the rose gold colouring. We are going to see if we can make this thing a little more out there and a little more bling. Let's get into it. Okay, so here we have the MFG Full Metal G Shock kit. This is for the classic DW5600. As you can see, we've gone for the rose gold colouring. You do have these sort of random sort of stickers and some wet wipe and a screen protector. I'm not sure why you need these on, especially on such a rugged watch. So you can probably tell that we have already had this out. We have already done this mod. It's been in this state for the last couple of months since we've had it. However, we thought we'd make a video just to sort of share the process. So we have the watch that we're going to be modding today. This is the DW5600 BBN-1ER. So as you can see, we have the kit in question. This is the rose gold full metal mod. This is already sized to my 7-inch wrist, hence the extra little lugs. There was another screwdriver and a few other little bits and bobs that came with the kit. Okay, so here we go with the mod itself. The only thing you need for this mod are the screwdrivers included. I'm going to be honest, this isn't the screwdriver that was included, but it's the only one I can find at the moment, so we are going to roll with it. So the first thing we need to do is take a screwdriver and remove these 4 screws. Next, what we are going to do with the outer casing is just to gently pull it off, and it will slide right off, exposing the core of the watch. We can then take off the NATO. I suppose it doesn't really matter if you do this before or after. We'll have to remove the NATO. We're then left with the core of the watch and the NATO conversion. The next step is going to be removing these. The best way to do that is with either a flathead or a spring bar, as you would with any other watch. So we have everything removed. We can start the reassembly with the new kit. So the way I'm going to do this and the way that I found easiest to do it last time was to sort of do it in the reverse order. So to size up and install the bracelet, add the bezel housing unit on top. For this, we very luckily have 2 quick release spring bars. So these can just go into their side of the unit. Flip it over, make sure it's the right way round, going on the right side of the watch. There we go, there's the first one. Again, you just want to click it in, make sure it's nice and secure, and there we have the next stage. We have the bracelet on the watch now, and the only thing left is to add the bezel. But what we need to do is drop it on and sort of give it. The last step before you're ready is obviously to put the screws back in, which we will do now. So we have the screws all ready to go. They're not very large screws, so they really don't take much to screw back in. Have the Casio G Shock DW5600 full metal mod. This is actually rose gold. I think under the lighting and on the camera it looks more of a yellow gold. Throw this on wrist and give you a few wrist shots, and then we'll go into the positives and negatives. So on the wrist you can see the whole watch sheens beautifully. The bracelet is a bit more of a brushed finish. The case is a mixture of brushing and high polish. You can see a little bit of a difference there, but actually overall it's very unnoticeable, and it is very similar in terms of how the actual full metal G-Shocks look. So we've thrown the DW5600 on the wrist, and I have to say it's really fantastic, and I absolutely love wearing it on this mod. I do sort of think that I maybe should have gone for the yellow gold. My plan with the rose gold was that it'd just be a bit more subtle, although it's still super out there, so I might as well have just gone for the yellow gold one. Some positives and negatives, and firstly, if you're not a huge fan of the rose gold or the yellow gold, but you still want a full metal G-Shock DW5600, and even the Casio they're starting to do now with these full metal mods, there is a whole load of colours and finishes you can get, sort of camo ones and blue and sort of petrol-y kind of rainbow effect, as well as there is a sort of a stealthy black one as well, which looks really cool. Might sort of see if we can get one of those in the future and redo this mod, but for now I really do love the G-Shock in this sort of rose gold colouring. Another pro for me is if you look at how much the full metal G-Shocks are from Casio, sort of £450 to £500, which is obviously quite a lot. They of course do have the Bluetooth and solar power on them, which obviously this one doesn't. However, that is quite a big difference in price. Together for the watch and the kit was roughly £100 for me. Do fluctuate quite a bit, so you can get a bit of a bargain and you can get pretty damn close to the finished look. Another pro for me, you've got 4 points of micro adjustment on this clasp, whole load of links that come with it, so if you have a much larger wrist you don't have to worry these will fit. I imagine it'd be quite hard finding just links on their own, so it's nice that you get a whole load included. So my favorite thing about this kit, it's a little bit cheeky that they do it, but the fact that it still retains the G-Shock branding. They're not supposed to do that, but it is quite a nice touch. I think it does look better still having the G-Shock on the protection written on the top. I think for me, it just sort of really completes the look and ties it all back in together. The quality of the product anyway, it feels pretty much identical to the G-Shock ones, so I personally don't really mind it. It's morally it's a bit ambiguous as to whether they should be doing it, but for me I think it completes the look. Some negatives following on from my last positive. I suppose if you are the sort of person that is going to bother, then that is obviously going to be a negative for you. You can get ones that don't have the G-Shock and the protection written on them, and with the Casio ones you can get a version with the kind of porthole screws like on a Royal Oak or a Hublot. I'm not a huge fan of that one. I prefer the one that retained the G-Shock and the protection. Again, it's probably not going to be the most popular opinion, but I think they look absolutely fantastic. The other kind of big gripe for me is the bracelet. I'm a little bit unsure as to how long this gold colouring is going to keep its gold colouring. It has faded a little bit since I got it a couple of months ago, and I don't think that would happen on the actual G-Shock one. Just a little bit concerned that the colour will fade and it will look a bit rubbish. The biggest gripe about this, which is something that again you kind of go into this project knowing it, is because you do have to get these kits from the Far East, they take a long time to arrive. I think this one took about a month to arrive. You almost forget that you've ordered it. But being said, overall, it's definitely worth doing it. And if you can wait the month, if you can wait that sort of time period for the shipping, I would definitely go through with it. So my overall thoughts of this watch sort of mod is actually very, very positive. It's turned out a lot better than I thought it would. I was kind of a bit apprehensive and a bit nervous ordering from AliExpress. I haven't really done it before, and sort of I've ordered the odd straps from there before, but they've always been really rubbish quality. So it's really nice to have such a high quality feeling product, especially with the box and all the little bits you get with it. It's just a really nice touch, and I would wholeheartedly recommend people do this. And again, you're saving a lot of money on sort of buying a full metal G Shock, and you can always reverse it back to your standard DW5600 if you get bored of it or don't like it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe. It really helps, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.